Hello, welcome to this video. In this video, we will go through 2019 May SAT exam, section 3, question 14. So in this question, it will talk about the topic of complex numbers. And just to go through the topic of complex number quickly, the I right here that you see, it's equal to square root of -1, okay, which is given here, very generous of the SAT College Board. So, usually what they would ask is something like this. Do you know what I square is? Now, the better way to understand I square is to understand that what I stands for. And then, well, you have square. That means it multiplies itself twice. So basically, you have square root of -1 times square root of -1. And when you have this kind of notation, we can also write it as square root of -1 square. And in this case, the square and the square root will cancel each other out, and that's how we get the answer of -1. Okay, so and we can go even further. Okay, just in case, I cube is the same thing as I square times I. And since we knew I squared equals to -1, then we can simply do a -1 times I, which is equal to -I. And I to the fourth, it's equal to I square times I square. And that's how we have -1 times -1, which is equal to 1. Okay? All right, so getting back to this question, so we have I square plus -I square. Now, we just have to show our work very carefully and understand the notations and how we execute the notations. So I square, we just did it on the side, right? This is equal to -1. Now, what about the parentheses, -I square? Now, it is better that we write it out as -I times -I. Now, the two negatives would cancel each other out to become positive. And then when we have I times I, it is basically I square. Okay, so by following our notations, I square is equal to -1. So what you have here is a -1 plus a -1, which means that you have -1 minus 1. And that's how we have -2 as the answer. Now, the biggest weakness that students might encounter here, if you happen to get this question wrong, is that first, you may not know what I stands for or what I square stands for. So the notes on the side, on the right-hand side, should be very helpful. Number two is that you have to be very careful to execute the parentheses square, okay, on the right-hand side of the expression. Okay, the negative parentheses -I square. And what I tell students is that whenever you are a little bit confused with exponents, go ahead, write them out. If you see a square, which is easy, okay, so you just write down -I times -I, both in parentheses. And then you see it for yourself and see how you would carry out the calculation. Okay, so it's not really difficult, but you have to be very diligent in your own notation so that you will get the right answer. All right.
After watching this video, did you learn something new? I hope this video helps you. If it does, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and also make sure to check out other videos on this channel. See you soon.